Yes, can I ask a question?
You are so welcome.
I did a self-regression a while ago, and or I did several, but one of them was where I suddenly was in a room with 4 or 5 humanoid-looking beings, but they were kind of blue in the core, and then almost, or light-giving blue in the core, and then to the sides they were almost transparent, and I felt really, really connected. There were 4 or 5 of them. And I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about who they were and why they showed themselves to me.
Serious connections. Very clearly. Can you share more about your emotional state within this interaction?
Yeah, it felt really... It almost felt like I was like a part of them. Like we share the same kind of heart energy, and it was almost like I almost had difficulty getting out of the state because I felt like, oh no, I have to say goodbye to my friends. So, but it was otherwise it was very interesting. It was very nice and it felt very good. But there wasn't a lot happening. They were just standing around, and it was almost as if they showed themselves like hello, and
Just saying hi.
I said hello. Yes.
One of them is a parallel version of you.
Okay.
You cannot be not connected in that sense. You let yourself, your frequency, being lifted to theirs. This is the being sucked in feeling you had.
Okay. Nice.
They were actually seeing how far they could take that with you. And happily surprised to see how you would merrily go along on that frequency with them. Going with the flow, gently down the stream. Water. A lot of liquidity for them, from them, for you. That is the energy they give off very much, very strongly. To go with the flow in your life, not to resist. It came as a turning point, correct?
Sorry?
They came as in a turning point.
Yeah, it was my first contact, at least. That was with the self-regressions. That was extraterrestrial.
Well,
in my mind, at least.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.
I want to ask about hybrid children.
Yes.
Yes. Which is something that is quite new to me. So maybe if you could tell a little bit about it, and I also wonder if I have any. And like just recently, a few days ago, I had an experience on the bus where I just remembered that, oh, hybrid children. And so I just wonder like what is really my connection there.
You're working with them.
Yeah?
Already. And they're working with you, you could say, as you work with the children in your job.
Okay.
You're passing through energies. Do you understand? Energies that you tap into when you work with them there, that you bring back with you in your own energy field when you work with your children here. Some of the inspirational things that come to your mind when you work with the children here are part and partial ideas of the children over there. And you're like, where did I come up with that? You're playing together a lot.
Yeah?
Yes, you are.
But how can I recognize that this connection is there?
You already have. Didn't you just tell us?
Yeah.
So your recognition is there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on playing, basically. Stay in your heart. You can communicate with them a lot more and direct if you like to.
And these are my children, or just hybrid children in general, or?
Some, and some a little less. The percentages can differ greatly. Do you understand?
No.
DNA, technically speaking, some are very much yours, others are less.
Okay.
A lower percentage of your DNA.
And how does that happen? That the DNA is, it depends on how much is taken from me, or?
There is an optimal light frequency line, in a sense. The image that we are sending your channel is of lightning, like lightning when thunder happens. There is a fastest route to the ground, you all know this. For the lightning to hit the ground, correct? There is a route not unlike that of high frequencies that are being composed out of DNA. Your DNA is light. You all exist out of a composition of light information. In the sense, in the core, it's a light frequency, crystallizations, what you all are. The higher one that you refer to in your world as God or source energy is constantly sending down these light frequency lines. We are following those lines in our hybrid program. Some of your DNA combined with perhaps 25 other people and several other extraterrestrial beings may be the fastest way for that light to hit the earth, to become the being that it needs to be, to have the biggest radiance on its path into the future. And its soul already knows that. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
So there are several smaller and bigger outlines in the big lightning picture that you see and encounter within your work with them. Does that help? Does that make it more clear? Does that shed a light on it?
Yeah, a little at least.
You're so welcome.
Anger.
Anger, yes.
What is it?
What is it? Do you have a specific question about it in relation to a situation? So we can go deeper into it.
Yes.
In general, we would say it is an emotion, often a mask emotion, hiding other topics behind it. An outlet, do you see?
Yes.
That would be a general description. Do you want to take it a bit further than that?
I've had more of it lately.
Well, congratulations.
Yes. And congratulations. Why? I'm wondering how to use it better. Maybe.
You're building up tension on a specific topic, maybe. We see anger as, do you ride a bicycle?
I run.
You run. Well, imagine a tire being pumped up very, very much. There's a lot of information, a lot of air in the tire. If there's too much and you loosen the part where you connect your pump, for a moment it will go out very loud, you see. There's too much information, in a sense, in the system. This is what anger translates like right now. Too much information on a certain topic, wanting your attention so that you can see you are not fully in alignment with who you truly are. It's a reminder, it's screaming for your attention. A wake-up call, if you please. Hey, hey, look, look. Something is really out of balance here. There's too much air in your tire. It's taking over the other emotions. It has that tendency, you know, to suppress everything else. To color things in. So, do you want to go deeper into why you have been experiencing more anger in your life? What are you building tension up about?
Relationships. I can, while doing the dishes or something, I can just get into these imaginary fights with people.
You're practicing fights while you're doing the dishes?
I guess so. I catch myself doing it.
In your mind?
Yeah.
Why? Are you preparing for these fights to actually happen? Do you feel attacked? Do you feel you need to defend yourself?
At that moment, I'm afraid of being attacked. When I glance around, I notice that I'm not, but it's just like a habit.
You're practicing your defense mechanism, in a sense.
I guess so.
When you feel attacked, it is only logical that the rational mind will start to sharpen its knives, you see? To be defensive, it's a logical response of the rational mind. But the more you catch yourself doing this as you are right now, this is why we were congratulating you with it. You can no longer miss it. It's very consciously in you right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what is it pointing towards? Where in your life are you being attacked, do you think? What is that attack about? Or in all those different scenarios that you are practicing, what is the common factor in all of them? What is the attack about in all of them?
I'd say dissatisfaction with who I am according to other people.
And how do you feel about who you are?
Quite like it.
Come again?
I quite like it.
You quite like it? Are you sure? Is everything in your life roses and moonshine, soft music and apple pies?
Well, not all the time.
You know, you wouldn't be practicing these scenarios if not somewhere this tension was building up in the tire, you see.
Yeah.
Do you know about yourself where you've been building up that tension, if you want to go there? Where have you been judging yourself, in other words?
Yeah. I feel like I could be more free in my expression. Like, I have things I want to put out there. It could be in relationships or just art or play. A lot of play, just engaging in the day. And I judge myself for that, I think.
For not putting it out there?
Yeah.
Do you put it out there a little bit, somehow?
Yes.
How do you do this? Starts with a sigh. Oh, I do this thing I love.
Discussions, inquiry into themes that I'm fascinated by, processing that information, sharing it, painting, playing around with kids. Do that a lot, for example.
Which one has your highest excitement in these?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. The sharing of information.
Yeah.
And what way do you like to do that the most?
think it would be really cool to have this kind of internet medium, podcast or something like this.
Interactive. Have you looked into how to set that up for yourself?
Yeah, but I haven't.
Here comes the sigh again.
Yeah. There it is.
Aren't you defining your highest joy as something hard to do? A little bit too much, maybe.
I sure am.
And that is what you want to look at. If that is your passion, but you really believe that it is only possible to do it in that certain way, and it's so narrow and tight, and you don't see how to fit yourself through it, see if you can redefine that. Are there other ways in which you can share your information that you are so passionate about sharing? Have you tried other ways? Have you had experiences already, even better, where you were sharing it and living the joy of the sharing without needing a certain technical setup so far?
I think only discussions.
Discussions with people who are open to receive.
Yeah.
Do you feel you could expand that, like with a talking circle at your place, for instance, or another person who would like to host that?
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you as a fun thing to do?
Yep.
It's just one angle, you know? Why don't you try that, or a version of that? You may take this home and wonder about it and see even more options pop up. Because they are softer, milder, less square, it needs to look like this and this way only. So you take the step down a little bit. It's not such a high jump to start doing what you love to do, you see.
Yeah.
You bring it closer to your heart, closer to your practical reality. Why don't you begin there and then see how the flow may actually bring you a person that will help you set up a podcast?
Wow.
Wow. That may actually happen. Just set your first step on a part of the ladder that you can actually reach. Because when you start sharing with us or anybody what is your highest joy with a big deep sigh, that tells us that there is something about your definition, about your highest joy right now that doesn't make it reachable for you. It seems out of your reach. Bring it into your reach gently. Don't build this structure around it, this cage. You're keeping yourself away from your own passion that way, you see? And really, really enjoy every single moment when you have such a one-on-one conversation or with a small group spontaneously. Drink it in. It will expand just by you enjoying the moments that you already have that are like that. You see, the universe cannot do anything other than reflect that to you and make it bigger. It's only your own fence that you have built around it that keeps it from you. Does that resonate with you?
It does.
Then do you think you can forgive yourself for putting it so far out of your reach?
Yeah, no problem.
And then do you think you can put down the knives?
Yeah.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
I'm really wondering why I'm here on Earth.
You have come to be the most of you that you can possibly be in every single moment. You have come to be would be the short answer. You have come to rediscover all that you are, and you are on that journey now. Do you remember, even if very short, moments in your life that you suddenly felt, this might actually be the reason why I'm here? In ecstatic joy? Or even better, when you are no longer having that question, but just being fully? Do you remember such moments in your life? Maybe. Have you ever fallen in love? Or have you ever been incredibly passionate about something, anything?
Yes, but it's like I always had this deep sorrow, which are holding me back.
Holding you back to feel passionate about something?
To let go, or to just be.
What do
Let
you
go. Yeah,
What do you think your sorrow is about?
probably the same. To just be.
You say you feel sorrow to just be?
Sorrow, a sorrow for the earth, or to be a human, in a way.
Is that because of how you look at humans?
Probably.
Can you describe humanity for us? We are really looking forward to this one. The way you see it. And the way you think Earth experiences that. If you like.
Just it's difficult to talk about, but just how we destroy it and uses animals and each other and not being conscious in society.
Do you understand that even that, in a sense, is consciousness manifesting?
Yes, I understand it in mind or spirit, but like on a personal, emotional level, it's more difficult.
And how, on a personal, emotional level, do you think you are helping them out by feeling sorrow? Do you understand sorrow has its own frequency?
Yeah.
That it actually creates reality as you perceive it? When you walk into a room with a group of people and you ask half of the people to focus on anything blue in the room, and you ask the other half of the people to focus on anything red in the room, you know how these blue and red things will jump to the surface for whoever is focused on whatever of these colors. You know this, right? If you hold on, like you said correctly, to this sorrow within you, and you wear, in a sense, these sorrow sunglasses, this is what you see in the world. And it will be mainly these manifestations that jump to your surface, that you see jump to your surface, you see. No wonder it's hard to be within an environment like that. Because you identify yourself with these actions, with these manifestations that are just as much part of all that is, as are people that fall in love, people that pick flowers, laughing children, animals that are free in nature. Both parts exist. It is only through the embracing and the seeing that both are equal that you can fully be you. All of that you perceive is part of you. You could not see it if it wasn't part of you. And we are not saying that to make you feel bad. We are saying that to invite you to see how you can, because you are a very powerful creator, how you can see that through different kinds of sunglasses. And when you put on your compassion sunglasses, those events look entirely different than they look to you now. And then you can experience how beautiful it is to be a being of compassion. And did you know that you would never ever have had that opportunity if you were not in this environment now first, where you are allowing yourself to discover what it is like to look at that with compassion. that would have never occurred to you. It would have never been possible for you in this way, this very dense, visible, feelable, fourth dimensional way that you are living right now, if you hadn't chosen this life, you see. Can you imagine the strength, the impact of that? Can you see your soul being all excited? Oh, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go to this place and see if I can see all this darkness through sunglasses of love and transform it within me. And with that transformation, I will lift the frequency of the entire earth, because it is my creation, you see. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
Can you start to feel a hinge of the enthusiasm you had on a soul level to come here and to actually experience this in such a strong manner as you are today? Do you feel the beginning of your courage that is behind that? All of your courage. The power that is behind that. Do you feel it? It's a beginning. You can play with that more. Do you want to go deeper into this? Or does this already feel like it helps you?
It helps me.
It helps you?
Just one small.
Yes?
Is there like to use my energy in a work? Do you see anything specific?
You're asking if you can use that energy in your work?
Like which path on earth?
Whatever path you choose.
Okay.
You are completely free.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is the whole point.
Yes.
That you take that energy when you stop blocking yourself with sunglasses that are not of your highest preference. That you see that you can choose any path you like, and it will be in alignment with your higher self. The soul part that has been all the time and still is very excited for you to be here.
Thank you.
And then with that energy you can storm forward and see how your perspective changes as sunlight starts to shine on it, because you put it there. Can you play with that?
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome.